Today, students, we will begin two topics together with 4-6, adding expressions. This will all be on page, look here, 43. And on page 44, the next page, 4-7, subtracting expressions. And that will be on the next page. 44. All right. So turn back to page 46 and let's begin today's lesson. On 4-6, find the sum. So what we do is we have to take everything in the first parentheses and combine by like terms in the second parentheses. And a good way to start that is I'm going to draw this arrow from 3/7 m and we're adding plus 2/7 m. If you see a -3, that means -3. -3 plus 6, those are your like terms there. And that's a positive 4n because it's added. Positive 4n minus 2n. So now we know what terms are alike that we can combine. 3/7 m plus 2/7 m. 3 plus 2 is 5/7 m. 5/7 m. -3 plus 6 is a positive 3. And 4n plus -2n is a plus 2n. If you were to write these in the order that would be expected in high school and algebra class, you would do alphabetical with the variables and the number at the end. So I'll just rewrite this. 5/7 m plus 2n plus 3. Okay, let's move on to the next one. And we'll draw our arrows down to combine the like terms. And if you notice now, look here. We have here an addition between parentheses and here. So you're adding what's in the parentheses with like terms from the other. So if you look at -2z, it's the only one like it. So I'm just going to draw an arrow straight down, okay? -3 over here is a like term 7. So I'm going to draw an arrow between this one and this one, like terms. Then the next like term, we have 4c and 3c. 4c and 3c, right? And there isn't any other 6y. I'll just draw an arrow over to here for it because there's nothing else to combine with it. And then let's begin. We're going to bring down -2z, no other like terms. A -3 plus 7 becomes plus 4. A 4c plus 3c becomes plus 7c. And a 6y combines with nothing else. I'll bring down plus 6y. Now, like we said before, if we were to rewrite these in an order, simplified to show alphabetically left to right with the number at the end, c is first. So we write 7c, followed by plus 6y. And we just change that to subtracting, minus 2z plus 4. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now this is a word problem here, so you need to highlight important information in the word problem. It says the width of a rectangle in feet is represented by 3x minus 1.5. The length of the rectangle in feet is represented by 1.25x plus 3. It says find the perimeter of the rectangle. Okay, now we could draw a picture. That's sometimes very helpful to do. So if I draw a picture in a rectangle here, then on the width I have 3x minus 1.5. And looky here, on the length I have 1.25x plus 3. Okay, So we had a lesson on distributive property, and if you know the formula for perimeter is the perimeter is equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. See this right here? Alright, so if that's true, then honestly, to solve this, we would have 2 times the quantity of the length, 1.25, plus 3, plus 2 times the width, 3x minus 1.5. Okay? So if that is the case, let's solve this. We'll do the distributive property first. So 2 times 1.5. Oh, looky here. I forgot to put my x in there. Should be an x after that 1.5, shouldn't there? Make sure you get that in there. That was my mistake. 2 times 1.25 is 2.5x plus 2 times 3 is 6. And then bring in your plus. 2 times 3x is 6x. Bring down my subtraction. 2 times 1.5 is 3. Now we can combine like terms. So let's draw some arrows down to combine these like terms. We have 2.5x and 6x, and we have 6 and a minus 3. Okay, so that means 2.5x plus 6x is 8.5x. And then 6 minus 3 is plus 3. There's your perimeter. Okay, now let's go over to the next math problem. Let's highlight and underline important pieces of information. Elijah opened a checking account with $125, good, and deposits $25 into it every week. He opened another checking account with $225 and deposits $35 into it every week. So we want a simplified expression to represent how much he will have in both accounts after there's our variable already defined for us, W weeks. Okay, so let's think about it. 25 is going to go with W, and 35 down here will go with W, and we're combining. So we have $125 in one account plus 25 W in that account for every week. All right, and then we're adding 225 from another account plus 35 W for every week. Okay, and then let's solve this combining like terms. 125 and 225, and 25W and 35W are like terms. And when we solve this, let's see, 125 plus 225, that gives me 350, plus 25W plus 35W, that gives me plus 60W. Now, if we were to write this once again, as an algebraic teacher might want you to do, you would just reverse the order so that the variable comes first and the number last in order of your terms. Okay? All right, the next page is a little trickier. You got to pay really good attention. Okay, on the next page, subtracting. That means this subtraction sign on the outside means you're subtracting everything